Yes, yes. Welcome once again, everyone. Cannabis News with Joe Klare is November 14th, 2018, presented as always by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab at marijuanatimes.org to find this show. A bunch of great articles there as well, social media links, all that stuff. You can also, of course, search the Marijuana Times on Google. But it's easier to go to marijuanatimes.org. But if you want to, help us in the search results, then by all means, don't let me stop you. If you have, a couple extra seconds, please do so. Every little bit helps. Spreading the truth about cannabis with the show, with the stories on the site, all that stuff. Today, speaking of stories on the site, retail shops finally opening in Massachusetts. Also, Congress poised in 2019 to make some marijuana moves. Also, Nevada breaks another sales record when it comes to marijuana sales. All of that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're in a state where it is legal to grow and you're a cannabis grower, you want to be regulatory compliant, you don't want to use banned pesticides, you want to grow safe and poison-free, you don't want to use harmful chemicals on your grow. I know that's a lot, but see, it's simple because all of it can be done by going to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and checking out the organic, all-natural pesticides. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News, NatureSide. Thank you. Check them out. They're awesome. This first story by Julia Granowitz from marijuanatimes.org. First dispensary is open in Massachusetts 2 years after legalization, of course, meaning retail shops. 2 years after voters approved legal cannabis, at least one recreational dispensary is open to the public. Quote, the medical use operation is located on the left side of the sales floor and sells marijuana-infused products, flower, concentrates to registered patients. This according to a description of the NETA operation posted by state regulators. Retail sales will occur on the right side. The sales area is divided by retractable belt barrier posts. The document as the New England Treatment Access, which is NETA, one of the few medical marijuana dispensaries in the state, was licensed as a retail store, allowing sales in the same building as their medical marijuana dispensary. Seems to be the same situation for two additional companies as well, Cultivate and Pharmacanis, Massachusetts. Other licenses are still being processed, so for now these three will be the only places in the state to legally purchase cannabis. As I said the other day when we talked about this, a slow rollout for marijuana in Massachusetts has been heavily delayed. It was originally, believe it or not, when the issue was first passed, when the question was first passed in Massachusetts, January 1st of 2018 was supposed to be the target date. That was pushed to July by a handful of legislators. And, of course, well, it's November, so it's a little past July, if you're keeping track on the calendar, which I know many of you are, especially those of you in Massachusetts who are waiting for recreational cannabis. Why does it take so long? Why does it seem so hard to do? I frankly don't know. And, again, I'm not a regulation expert. But it seems to me you have other states with medical marijuana regulations you can go by. You have states, including Massachusetts, with alcohol regulations that you can go by. There are blueprints. It's not like this is a new thing where you're going to legalize marijuana and give out and award licenses for people to sell it. Governments have been giving out licenses and selling licenses for quite a long time. It's kind of their bread and butter, tickets and licenses and taxes. That's where government gets their money. But apparently in Massachusetts, it's just so very difficult. I don't know. I mean, I'm not laughing at you people in Massachusetts. I live in a state where we're not even anywhere close to being as far along in the process as you are. I laugh because I don't know. Sometimes I guess you have to. I guess that's the best way to put it. Sometimes you have to laugh. If you're living in Massachusetts, well, now you can laugh on the way to one of the few retail shops and maybe wait in line and stuff like that. But hopefully it gets better for you all. Hopefully other states are able to at least catch up to the progress that Massachusetts has made, slow as it is. This, speaking of that, this next story is from The Hill. It's by Paul Armentano from Normal. It's an op-ed piece. Congress is going to make marijuana moves. That's right. Following last week's midterm election results, legislative leaders in both the House and the Senate appear ready to take on the cannabis issue. Now, Mr. Armentano talks a little bit about Mitch McConnell. God, I blanked on his name. Mitch McConnell. He's one of my senators. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He's Mr. Hemp. Whatever you may think of Mitch McConnell, he's been awesome on hemp. You may hate his other positions on pretty much everything else. That's up to you. But on hemp, He's been solid. He guarantees the new the new farm bill rather, will have hemp included. Also, very important, out of the story, we were talking the other day about who's going to replace Pete Sessions as the chairman of the House Rules Committee. Well, incoming House Rules Committee chair Jim McGovern, he's a Democrat from Massachusetts, he said that he anticipates several pieces of marijuana reform legislation to move in the Democratic-led House of Representatives in 2018. According to the Boston Globe, McGovern promised to permit federal lawmakers to debate and vote on marijuana-related amendments when he assumes control of the committee in January. Unlike my predecessor, Pete Sessions, I'm not going to block amendments for marijuana, he said. Citizens are passing ballot initiatives, legislators are passing laws, and we need to respect that. Federal laws and statutes are way behind. He goes on to mention, Pete Sessions being gone, and now the logjam of what is frankly a lot now of recreational and medical marijuana bills and marijuana law reform bills in general in the House of Representatives. Now, hopefully, those can move forward, and hopefully, again, we're not looking for fanfare. We're not looking for parades. We're not looking for anything. We're looking for Congress to say, hey, the states can do whatever you want on marijuana, and for the federal government to say, hey, do what you want. We're not going to bother you. And when it gets to President Trump's desk, just sign it. Sign it and move on. Don't even worry about it, bro. Don't even trip, dog. Don't even trip. It's fine. You see a marijuana bill on your desk? Donald J. Trump. Bam. Don't need a signing ceremony. Don't need pictures. People don't need to get pens handed out to them. Just sign it and move on. We're cool, bro. Don't even trip, dog. We're fine. We're fine. Just deschedule. Let the states decide. Leave it alone. Leave us alone. We're not harming anybody. Just move on. Move on to something else, man. Trump, Congress, you all got problems. You got lots of problems. Don't even worry about cannabis. Just pass some bills, deschedule, banking access, tax exemptions, sign it, move on with your day. It's cool. The whole thing won't take long at all. It won't take long at all. Just do it. Just don't even, like I said, don't even trip, dog. We got you, bro. We're fine. Just pass it, sign it, we're done. Good. 2019. Be there that happens. Fox 13 Now is where this next story comes from. Nevada breaks another marijuana sales record. August of 2018 was the largest month of combined marijuana tax revenue to date in Nevada. This according to the Nevada Department of Taxation. All told, during the month of August, Nevada's licensed marijuana dispensaries and retail stores reported taxable sales of $48.8 million. It includes medical marijuana, adult use marijuana, and marijuana-related goods. They're going to say this represents a relatively small portion of the state's overall monthly taxable sales, which are about $5 billion in August. The upward trend we have seen in marijuana excise tax revenue since adult sales began indicates this nascent industry is continuing to develop. I don't know why they always have to compare it to the total budget. I mean, do they do it with anything else? Well, this is only a small part of the budget. This is a small part of the budget. Yeah, they're all small parts of the budget. Now, when you add them all up, this is the budget. It's the way it works. The budget's not all one thing. Well, although in Nevada, a lot of tax revenue and stuff is obviously generated by the tourist industry. So, I mean, that's a large chunk of what they got going on in Nevada. But it just, like I said, like he said in his very long-winded way, it shows the industry continuing to grow, and which is a great thing in Nevada. Like I said, a lot of people come in for tourism. I think I read some like 40% of Southern Nevada's economic activity is generated by tourists. Maybe tourists now can they can partake of the cannabis and spend even more money in Nevada, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the kind of the point of tourism. They come from other places, they spend their money where you are in the tourist place, and then when they're done with spending their money, they leave and go home. I think marijuana can help in that, and apparently it does. Apparently, people in Nevada agree because they are on the bandwagon, so to speak. We'll continue to cover the cannabis bandwagon here on Cannabis News. Check us out on YouTube and Vimeo. Search the Marijuana Times on there. You can also search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Check out marijuanatimes.org for everything you need to know about the cannabis industry, community, and beyond. Thank you for watching and sharing and liking and commenting on the videos of this show and supporting Cannabis News and helping us spread the truth about cannabis through this show. Thanks, everybody. Keep sharing, spreading, liking, commenting, and we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.